All right, well, good morning and welcome to week 5. We are rolling right on through professional development for the summer term. And I hope that you are finding value in this course. And always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Several of you have. I am just an email away, or you can make an appointment with me on Handshake if you would like to meet with me either in person or virtually. My office has been temporarily relocated to the Rogers Building, which is in Student Life. For the summer, if you don't know where that is, please just let me know and I will clarify. I normally am in Becker, which is the business building across campus, but for the summer, I'm in Rogers. So just that a little bit of housekeeping there. All right, so last week we did cover letters. I am going to be grading those later today. I'm sure they are amazing. Cover letters are actually, I enjoy cover letters because, like I said in my last video, it is just like a sneak peek into your personality. It's the first time that an employer might get a chance to kind of gauge who you are because your resume is really just the facts. It's just like dry toast, no jam. It's just who you are, where you've been, what you've been doing, your skills and that kind of stuff. So your cover letter really gives the employer an opportunity to see who you are, not just what you've been doing. You can use humor if it comes out easily, if it's something that you're comfortable with. Just be careful with humor because you cannot discern tone over text, and sometimes things can get misconstrued. I think we've all been victim to that, whether we've been the perpetrator or it has happened to us where something has been taken out of context and it is just like either blown up or it's been like, oh my gosh, I did not mean it that way. So that's why you have to be really careful when you're doing your cover letter. But as long as you are making a personal connection, you're identifying the position that you want to be applying for, you're making a personal connection to the position and to the company, and then you're identifying the skills by giving, concrete, previous real world examples of when you did these skills before. You really offer a tangible, picture. You're painting a picture of tangible evidence of when you did this skill before, and it really allows the employer to visualize you in the job that you're applying for, doing that job for them. So if you can tie those skills back to a previous job when you were maybe doing the same thing that you would possibly be doing in this new job. So if you're going to be problem solving, in customer service and you're applying for another customer service position, that would be a great way that you could lean back and say like, hey, look, I already did this, painting that picture. But as long as you're using like a real example and being specific always helps. So those are just some like little housekeeping to wrap up cover letters. All right, so this week we're going to talk about mock interviews and elevator pitch. So your elevator pitch, I think we've all have heard that. It's like, it's your little 30-second commercial about yourself. It is how you're going to, in lack of a better term, like sell yourself kind of in a way. You are saying like, this is who I am. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I can do for you. If you think about an elevator pitch, as far as like say, hey, you were able to sneak into an elevator with the CEO or hiring manager of a company that you want to work for, and you've got an elevator ride to get that person to want to talk more with you, hire you or at least offer you an interview. How are you going to get them to be interested? So you have to engage that person. So, you can look at an elevator pitch one of two ways. So usually the way that I teach this is, if you are not 100% sure where you're going, maybe you're a freshman or sophomore, or you haven't quite determined exactly what you want to do yet with your career, which is perfectly fine. You're not behind at all. There's no arbitrary line in the sand that says you have to have it all figured out at this point in time. You should know what you're supposed to be doing. You should have a plan. That's kind of bologna sandwiches. If you know where you're at least kind of heading, hey, I know I want to work in finance, but I just don't know what. That's perfectly fine. I want to work in sports, but I'm not sure what. That's perfectly fine. No one says that you have to have it all figured out. This is a time for exploration, and that's why I love this class because you get an opportunity to kind of try on many different hats. And that's another thing why we push internships. It's really a try it before you buy it. See if you really truly like it. And not only what you might like, but what you don't like. Because you truly just don't know what you don't know. And you don't know what you don't like until you get out there. Think about everything you've ever done in life. Maybe you've traveled or even like relationships. You've been in a relationship and you're like, hey, I know I like this. Hey, I was treated this way. I know I don't like that and I'll never be treated that way again. Or you tried food. Hey, I really don't like sushi or I love sushi. I don't like fried food. I love fried food. Something like that. Like, you just don't know what you don't know. And so when you get out there and start trying things. So anyway, so I say that to say this. If you know for certain, like I know I want to work at, ESPN Sports. I know I want to work at Nike. I know I want to work at Deloitte. I know I want to work at JP Morgan Chase. I know I want to work at Edward, Jones. Or you could just be like, hey, I know I want to work in finance. I know I want to work in horticulture. I want to work in advertising. So it just depends on where you are, right? So you could do an elevator pitch one of two ways. You could do it really specific and like towards a company that you know you're going to work towards, or you could do it a little bit more general. So let's talk about the general. So let's say that I'm going to just use finance for example. So you know that you are going to work in finance, but you just don't know what, right? You just don't know exactly what you want to do. And I'll always tell you whenever you go on an interview or wherever you go to, always have water. Water breaks are always great. One, keeps you hydrated and it's good for you, first of all. And two, it always gives you an opportunity to collect your thoughts if you're in a moment that you need time to think. I don't need time to think. I just need water. Ah, do as I do, not always just what as I say. I walk the walk and talk the talk. Okay. Um, so I know I want to work in finance, but I don't know exactly what. So then I'm going to ask myself why. Why did I get into finance? It could be accounting, could be horticulture, it could be sports, it could be advertising, whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to use finance as an example. I know I want to work in finance, but I don't know what. Okay, fine. But why? Why did I get into finance? Why did I choose finance as my major? So sit back and ask yourself, why did you initially get drawn into this major? Is it, you love numbers? Maybe your parents were into finance. Maybe you took a financial course somewhere along the way and you're like, this is really cool. Maybe you just love money. Maybe you helped one of your friends. You had some great advice. Maybe you love dabbling in the stock market. You opened up a Robinhood account and every week, you put in $5, $10, whatever, $50 a month, whatever it is, and you love seeing it fluctuate and you've given some advice and somebody else has made a lot of money and so you're passionate, so I use that word passionate a lot. What is it that you're really into and where are you in your studies? So I'm going to just use this as an example. So I chose finance because I'm really passionate about helping people build, financial freedom. And I want to help them learn how to manage their money and have a financially stable lifestyle. But I'm not 100% sure what I want to go into. So I might say something like this. Hi, my name is Megan Morrow, and I am a sophomore studying finance at Florida Southern College, and I am super passionate about helping people understand their finances and help them build a financially stable future. That would be an elevator pitch for somebody going more of a generic route. I could do that with anything depending on what your major is. Maybe it's advertising. Hi, my name is Megan Morrow, and I'm a freshman studying advertising at Florida Southern College. And I'm super passionate about helping people understand why they buy the products that they buy. And I want to help companies tap into that market of, human psyche and behavior and help them sell their products. I just made that up. Ask yourself, why is it that you do what you do? Maybe it's horticulture. Maybe you're really into the environment. Maybe it's marine biology. You love dolphins. I just went to Discovery Cove a couple weeks ago with my children, and we got to swim with dolphins, and we got to walk under got to put the helmets on and walk under the water. We were like 20 feet underwater, and we got to walk under the water with, with the animals. Okay, sorry, I had to pause, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off in that, but so that's how you could do a more kind of generic Elevator pitch. I hope that makes sense. I hope that was a seamless kind of transition. So, it's your name, it's always your name. It's always your name. What are you studying? Where are you in your studies? Where are you? Where are you studying? What are you passionate about? Like, and why? So again, my name is Megan Morrow. I am studying finance. And I'm a junior at Florida Southern College studying finance, and I'm super passionate about helping people understand their finances so they can build a financially free, lifestyle, or they can build their personal financial wealth. Something along those lines, where I'm passionate about. Oh, I was talking about Discovery Cove. So, okay, so maybe you're going into marine biology. So like I was saying, like we were at Discovery Cove. And my 12-year-old was like, oh my gosh, I love dolphins. I want to do that now. So he's like, he might go into marine biology. So he would be like, my name is Caleb Morrow and I'm studying marine biology at Florida Southern College. And I'm super passionate about learning about marine life and learning more about dolphins and helping educate the public about dolphins and marine life so that we can, protect our oceans and protect our environment and we can all live harmoniously. I don't know. Whatever it is that drives you and pushes you, you're the one who knows why you chose what you did and why you're studying what you're studying and why you're, just kind of what you're doing. Ask yourself why. Like for me as an educator, I love teaching. I love connecting with young people. I love helping people along their path. I love helping people figure out why they're doing what they're doing and kind of navigating those uncertainties and helping you guys go from being a student to being a professional. I love the bonds that I create with students. I love seeing them. I just got notifications on my Facebook for students that I taught when they were 15 that they're coming up on their 10-year class reunion, and I'm like, wait, what? Like the fact that I'm friends with them on Facebook, I'm seeing I go to their weddings, I've held their babies. It baffles me because I'm like, there's no way I'm old enough to have students that I taught that now are married and have kids of their own, but it's true. Apparently it's happening. I didn't think I was aging along with them. I mean, I was watching them grow up, but I was like, I'm like immortally frozen in time, but apparently I'm not. But you can lie to me and tell me that I am. I'll be okay with that. So yeah, but it's like it's I love it. That's why I do what I do. I'm passionate about helping people figure out what they want to do. I'm passionate about helping people navigate those kind of murky waters of the unknown for them so that they can figure out their passions and that they can go on and do great and amazing, wonderful things and be a support system for people. When we go to networking events for students for the first time and they kind of gravitate towards me, I'm almost like a security blanket. I've been dubbed the campus mom, like they come to me and they know I'm a friendly face and they know I can be there, I can help them. And all right, I got you. I'm here for you. It's not as scary as it seems. Like no, go talk to those employers. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you network. I'm going to help you practice and I'm here for you. And you're going to do great. That's what I love, but that's why I do what I do. So why are you doing what you do? Now, the other way that you can do this elevator pitch is if you, again, the other way is more specific. So say you know for certain that you want to work at JP Morgan Chase and you saw that there is a financial analyst internship opening. So you would have done your research. You would know that there's a financial analyst position open. So just like with your cover letter, just like with your email or anything like that, you're into your research. You're going to know about the company. You're going to know about the position. And you're going to be armed with some good knowledge. Now, so you get into this elevator with the CEO or the hiring manager of JP Morgan Chase. And I'm going to have to just make this up because I'm not a financial person. I'm not a finance major, but say I got into the elevator and I'd be like, hey, good morning. My name is Megan Morrow and I am a junior at Florida Southern College studying finance. And I know that there is a financial analyst internship position open at JP Morgan Chase. And okay, hold on. Let's back up. Probably as I would start this, I'd be like, oh, hey, good morning. Hey, my name is Megan Morrow, and I know that there is a financial analyst internship position open at JP Morgan Chase. And as a junior finance major at Florida Southern College, I excel at and maybe ABC skills that I know is pertinent to being a financial analyst because I've researched the financial analyst job position, and those are the skills that are listed in the job description, right? So maybe it's strong financial literacy, strong, good, good with numbers, and strong communication skills, right? So, as a junior studying finance at Florida Southern College, I excel at financial literacy. I have a good, strong sense with numbers, and I have excellent communication skills. I would be a prime candidate for this financial analyst position. And maybe a couple other skills that I'm going to throw out. Previously, I interned at ABC Company or as the president of my financial investment club under Dr. Gutierrez at Florida Southern College, whatever, right? You are going to prepare in a lot more in depth for this particular elevator pitch because it's a lot more specific. So that's knowing that you are going to, this is the job that you want. This is the position at the company that you want to work at. So you would want to gear your elevator pitch a lot more specifically to that particular position, to that particular CEO versus something a little bit more generic. Your generic elevator pitch might be really great for networking events, for, career fairs, that kind of stuff. More for networking events. Career fairs, I guess, would be more like if, especially if you know that their companies are going to be there and you're going specifically for a job. But again, if you're just like, hey, I'm just perusing, I know that there's some, I know that I want to go in finance. I'm only going to talk to the companies that have financial departments or that are financial institutions, that kind of stuff. But that could be more of a generic route. But I know specifically that I want to work at this company. I want to be a tax accountant. I want to be a sports broadcaster. I want to be a PR representative. And I know that this company has those positions available. So I'm going to research that position. I'm going to research that company, and I'm going to make myself the obvious choice by selling myself my 30-second commercial on who I am and what is the value that I bring to the table. So I'm going to hop into that elevator with that CEO or that hiring manager. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to identify the position that is available. I'm going to identify the skills that are listed in the job description, letting that CEO know, hey, I know what I'm talking about. I've done my research. I know that these are the skills that you are looking for. I possess those skills. Hey, I've used those skills before in a previous, setting, whether it's at a previous job, internship, maybe a class. Hey, I was studying, Finance 101 at Florida Southern College, or I took, principles of accounting with Professor Josie, or I did this with Dr. Miller, whatever. And I took these classes, or I did the Shark Tank experience in Business 1115, and I honed these skills. Whatever it is where you can tie in any of your previous experiences into the job that they're looking for, painting that beautiful, beautiful picture for that potential, new employer, whether it's a CEO, hiring manager, recruiter, whatever it is, and saying, you're looking for this, you have a problem. I'm your solution because I possess the skills that you need in order to solve that problem. So your assignment for this week is a rough draft of your elevator pitch. It is just a written draft. I don't care how many words it is. There's no word count or anything like that. But how are you going to do your 30-second commercial? So I don't care if you want to do it generically or if you want to do it more specifically. Everything in this course, you need to do it so it makes sense for you. Yes, the more generic one is a lot easier. It's going to take a lot less of your time. However, if you are at this stage of the game where you're going to be looking for internships or you're going to be looking for jobs and you need to start getting that practice, you're only going to get out of this course what you put into it. So if you put in the effort and you want to practice it and you want to get out of this course what is meant to it, then do the more, labor intensive part of this assignment and say, I'm going to do it, that makes most sense for me. If you're more on the side of like, I'm still not sure what I want to do, I'm just kind of starting out, then yeah, you can definitely do the more, general assignment. Either one, it's up to you. I want you to do whatever makes the most sense for you. So it doesn't matter to me. I need it to make sense for you. So again, you can either go more general or you can go more specific, whatever makes the most sense for you. So you're going to do a written rough draft elevator pitch. Okay. Then you're going to have, you're going to do a mock interview. We're going to do that on big interviews. So right now I am going to share my screen and I'm going to show you this. We showed big interview before, but I'm going to go ahead and show you again. So you're going to come on to your big interview. So it's on your single sign-on. You don't have to pay for it. Don't Google big interview, because then you'll have to pay for it. You have to go onto your single sign-on and you'll log into Big Interview. You'll have to create an account. You should have already done this when we did the resume scans in week 3. So you come on to Big Interview and you'll, over here in the boxes, you'll have Big Interview or Resume AI. You're going to go to Big Interview. All right. And then you'll have Practice. See where I am up here at the top? Go to Practice and go to Practice Sets. Now, this is where it gets really cool, guys. You can go general, or you can go industry specific, or if you want to go to different competencies, it's totally cool. You can do whatever you want. So let's say, again, you're kind of, you're just really kind of starting out. Maybe you just want to go to general. Maybe you want to try the top 10 interview questions, maybe entry level, mid, senior. Maybe you're going to be going for an internship, maybe a career change if you're a returning student, you're not a traditional college student. Maybe try uncomfortable questions. Oh, look, elevator pitch. Maybe you want to practice that. Either way, totally cool, totally up to you. Or let's say you want to do it by industry, because think about that. They're going to ask different interview questions, say for accounting, than they are going to say for history or horticulture or marine biology or theater or dance or English. They're going to ask different questions because it's a totally different industry. So maybe you want to go for these kind of questions. I'm going to go here. Maybe I just want to go, I don't know, financial manager. And then it's going to bring you, let's do that. If it will, maybe not. There we go. Okay. So then you could, what do I want to practice? It doesn't matter. What makes the most sense for you? So sometimes people, I try to make this class to make the most sense for you. Sometimes people, there are certain personalities that like need, oh, just tell me what to do. I can't do that for you, because everybody in this class is different. Everybody is operating on a different major at a different level. Everybody's coming from different walks of life. So I need you to be able to say, okay, this is going to make the most sense for me. So maybe let's just go back. We'll go back to say general, and we're just going to do the top ones. Okay, let's go with standard. All right. So I'm going to click on practice with Stacy. All right, we're going to, I already started this interview. So let me go down here. Entry level, practicing with, so I already started some of these. I didn't do managerial role. All right, so, okay, so as you can see it needs to use my microphone. All right, it needs to use my camera. And so you're going to set it up. And so anyway, it's going to have you set it all up. It's going to walk you through it, easy peasy. Just go step by step. It's going to walk you all through it. And then you're going to hit start. It's going to ask you the question, and then it's going to give you a moment, and then you're going to get a chance to answer. It's going to record you. And there's even some of these questions will even give you tips and tricks on how best to answer these questions. And then it will record you. And after you are done with the question, when you're done answering the question, it will give you feedback. So when you go to, when you get done, it'll look like something like this. So these are some of the questions that I have done, and it'll give you feedback. So this is where it gets really cool. So here are some of the questions. Let's see. All right, I got gold and I got silver. Let's look at my silver ones. Okay. So I click on here. Why did you choose the school that you attended was the question that I answered. Here it gives me all kinds. Now remember, it's AI, so take it with a grain of salt. It is computer, it's not a person. So don't let it wreck your day. Just know that here's are the things that the AI program said that I could work on. and it tells me some of the things that I should do better. So then it gives me an action plan. I think this is super cool. Now, I'll tell you this. I know I embrace my nerdiness. Even like I tell you, I have kids at home, and I'll say something like, "Hey kids, let's do something fun. This is gonna be super fun." And my kids will go like, "Is it fun or is it mom fun?" And I'm like, it's fun. And then they'll be like, oh, we don't trust her. So, or, and even my students sometimes they'll be like, is it fun or is it teacher fun? So take it with a grain of salt. I think it's super cool. So is it teacher cool or is it cool? You decide. But here, this gives me a whole action plan, things that I could do, right? So my pace of speech, I got a green check mark. So basically it's saying I don't need to do much. My counter. Oh, I said too many times. I think we all do that. And it's crazy. Once somebody brings it to your attention, then that's like all you can hear, right? My vocabulary is good. My power is good. Oh, too many filler words. So, you can read through all this. Eye contact. I was kind of looking all over the place, so keep in mind that if you can't make eye contact, that kind of says something. Employers find that really off-putting. It makes you feel like a shady, shifty person. You have to be able to make eye contact. If you are unable to make eye contact, start practicing now because that is a huge turnoff in interviews. You have to be able to comfortably make and maintain eye contact. Now, not like the creepy, weird staring where you don't blink, you don't look away. It is perfectly normal to kind of like, look away, especially if you're the one answering. When you are the one listening, you should be, looking at the person and maintaining eye contact. But when you're the one that's answering, it is okay. And it's kind of normal to like, move your eyes around a little bit. But if you're all over the place and you can't maintain that eye contact, it really sends a bad message. So just be careful about that. My length. All right, my answer was just a little too short. So you're going to do this for this mock interview assignment. You are going to select a question to answer through your big interview. It's going to record you, and then you're going to you're going to look at the feedback, and then you're going to go into the then the mock interview assignment, and there's some questions to answer. You don't need to send me your recording. You're welcome to if you want to. You don't need to send me your recording of your interview, but you're just going to record yourself on big interview. You can do as many as you want, and this stays a resource for you throughout this course and after this course, and even after you graduate. We do have an alumni access. You just have to let me know after you do graduate if you want to continue to use it, because I have to grant you a different kind of access. But as long as you have access to your SSO, which is your single sign-on, as long as you have your single sign-on, you have access to big interview. So you can continue to use these resources, and I please do. The college paid for it. It's part of your tuition. Use all of these resources that you have available to you. Use them. Because once you get out in the real world, then you have to start paying for them. So use them now. They're there for you, and that's what they're made for. Okay, 100%. So go back into your Canvas, and under assignments, you'll see mock interview. And then after you do your interview on big interview, then you'll answer those questions. Okay. So your written draft elevator pitch, your mock interview. All right. The other 3 assignments is going to be your discussion question number 4, which again is answer the prompt and then respond to a peer. And then you have the internship research and internship acknowledgement form. Real briefly, those are self-explanatory. It's in the assignment. But the internship acknowledgement, if you are in the School of Business, which you all should be, you are required to have an internship as part of your graduation requirement. So read through the internship acknowledgement form, and all you're doing is signing that, saying that you understand and you acknowledge that you are required to have an internship as part of your graduation requirement. You are required to obtain an internship on your own. We are not a placement agency. We do not get it for you. We do not place you in an internship. It is your responsibility to secure one for yourself. We can absolutely help and assist, and we help and assist by putting on mock mock networking nights. We call those mocktails. We do mock interview days where we have employers come on campus and offer mock interviews for you to practice your interview skills. We have career fairs and job fairs. We have guest speakers. We do campus to career tours. We have employers do tabling events. We do different types of corporate tours and guest speakers in classrooms. We do so much on our end to bring employers and opportunities to you. It is your responsibility to attend those events and meet those employers and network with those employers so that you get to meet them and learn about their opportunities. You can also meet employers and opportunities on your own as well. Definitely check Handshake. We all of our employers, we tell them to post all of their opportunities on Handshake as well. So we do our part as far as bringing all these opportunities to you. It is you, and then you have to do your part as far as taking advantage of those resources and advantage of these opportunities by attending the events and networking with those employers. If you look at the word networking, work is in the word networking, which means it's up to you to do the work to meet with the employers, go through the interview process, nail the interview, and be offered the internship. But we're here to help and guide and support. Just know that we don't place. So in that form, you will just sign and acknowledge that. Also know that you have to get it approved by my teammate and good friend and colleague, Professor Takara Graham. You would set up an appointment with Takara Graham on Handshake, which you just go to Handshake, appointments, business, and then it says, internships, Takara Graham. And she just has to approve it, but you have to have it approved before you start. So you go out, you meet an employer, let's say auto owners, you get it, you get the offer, you talk with Greg Shell, he likes you, he offers you the internship, you say, great, yes, I want it. And he's like, okay, great. We're going to start, July 1st. Awesome. It is June 2nd. I need to go get this approved by Professor Graham before I start. I'm going to make an appointment with Professor Graham on Handshake. She approves the appointment. You go meet with her and you say, I'm going to be this, blah, 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 whatever it is. And then there's some paperwork and it gets approved. And then you start your internship on July 1st. The college does not acknowledge or will allow any kind of retroactive credit. So do not start your internship on July 1st and then come to Takara Graham on July 2nd and say, oh, I need my internship approved. That's considered retroactive credit. You have to get it approved because you also have to enroll in the internship course concurrently while you are doing your internship. So you take the internship course the same time you're in the taking the internship. Now the internship is just like this. It's the courses, it's asynchronous. It's not a course you have to attend, but it's a course you are enrolled in. So depending if it's a 2 or 4 or 8 or 0 credit course, that depends on, you will hash that out with your academic advisor and make sure that you have room in your schedule for that. That's all up to you and how you work that out with your schedule. That's totally up to you and your advisor and what in your bandwidth and what you can handle, that kind of stuff and what, how you're mapping out your college career. But know that your internship and the internship course must go together. So just make sure that you acknowledge that and you sign that and date that, saying that, yes, you understand. And it's all written out for you as well. So everything I just said is also written out for you in that internship acknowledgement form. All right, lastly is the internship research. Again, written out for you, really written out for you. But for some reason, this still is confusing. And I've asked students, please help me understand how I can state it or rewrite it so that it isn't confusing. All right, but it's written out for you. And so please help me understand what is confusing. But your job for this assignment is you have to research 10 different websites or resources, platforms, however you want to, 10 different resources of where you might look for an internship. I would like for you to find 1 to 2 internships or job postings per site. But you can only use that source one time. So if say you go on to LinkedIn and you find a financial analyst internship on LinkedIn, and so you use LinkedIn as your number one source, LinkedIn, and then you do financial analyst, and then you're going to copy and paste that job description. All right. So that's one resource. You can only use LinkedIn one time. So now you need 9 other sources. If you use LinkedIn again, then it will only count as one time. So you can't use LinkedIn again. And if there's any other way that I could maybe say that, please help me. And at the risk of sounding like Jerry Maguire, help me help you because I don't understand why people still use LinkedIn 5 or 6 times and then are confused when they don't get 100%. So 10 different sources. LinkedIn is only one. Here, I'll throw you a bone. Handshake. You can use Handshake. There's 2. I just gave you 2. LinkedIn, Handshake, 2. Okay, so now you only have to come up with 8 others. But if you use LinkedIn and Handshake more than once, you're only going to get credit for it one time. Okay? I don't know how else to say that. All right, 1 to 2 job descriptions. If you want to make it super simple, just do one internship per site. So then you would have 10 sites, 10 job descriptions, or 2 per site. So 10 resources, 2 jobs, 2 internships. I don't care, but you can only use that source one time. LinkedIn is a source and you can only use it one time. And if that sounds crazy for you to hear me say that so many times, imagine me every semester going through this. So help me, help you, help me not lose my mind. I don't understand. Please help me understand why that's confusing. So please only use a source one time. Number your paper 1 through 10 before you submit. Go back and check. Number 1, LinkedIn. Number 2, Handshake. Does 3 through 10 have LinkedIn or Handshake again? If it does, then you are not going to get credit for it. Are we on the same page? I feel like I'm being punked sometimes. All right. All right. I digress. All right, guys. Mock interview, elevator pitch draft elevator pitch draft written, internship research, internship acknowledgement, discussion question 4. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I am going to be out all next week. I got a cruise with my kiddos that we've been looking forward to. My son's graduation present. Super excited. So what I will do is I will post a video Friday for the next week. I will not have internet access at all. So I will figure something out for you guys. I will post a video and I will ask one of my colleagues to, like, I'll have like one of them maybe step up for you guys that you can email if you have questions. But what I'll do is also too is I'll leave the assignments open. They'll have to be open until, I guess, bear with me here. I'll be back on the 13th, which is a Friday. I'll have internet again on Friday, but I won't be back until Sunday night. But I will leave everything open, but then that's the end of the semester. Gosh darn it. You know what? Just because I love you guys, I might get the internet package on the cruise. I'll figure something out. I will figure something out. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll figure something out. But like I said, I will post another video on sometime later this week so that you guys know what to do and expect. But I'm not going to leave you guys hanging, and I'll definitely make sure that we will get next week figured out. Okay, I got you. But help me help you with that internship research assignment, please. Please email me if you have any questions. All right, guys, go in peace. Go do wonderful things. Please email if you have any questions. All right, bye.